Hey there everyone, it's CandyEvie here, and today I am joined by pdwinnall. This is the second half of a two-parter covering the 10 features we would love to see return in Pokemon Z. As Game Freak are renowned for removing features from the game, this is just a fun hypothetical list of things that we would love to see return, and while not everything we'll mention is super realistic, we just thought that it would be fun to see what removed features we could come up with.
So if you didn't see the first half of this list covering the first 5 features we'd love to see return, feel free to click the annotation on the screen now. That will take you to my half of the video in a new tab, or click the link in the description just below this video. Thank you CandyEvie for having me on your channel, and without any further ado, let's jump straight into the second half of this list.
Point 6. Secret Bases. A feature we mentioned we'd like to see return toward the end of the first part was the return of Pokemon Contests, the Pokathlon, or more specifically, the Underground. And while we know these features were specific and synonymous to the games they were introduced in, we still think retaining features from previous games would be absolutely amazing. If the Underground returned, it would be a perfect excuse for Secret Bases to return. We're both big fans of this and the level of customization and depth they allow, and how we're able to allow you guys, our viewers, to visit our Secret Bases. While Secret Bases are a feature synonymous with Hoenn and Sinnoh's Underground, finding a way to incorporate them into Pokemon Z would be awesome.
Our next point is to find a way to include the features introduced by the PokeNav Plus from Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Pokemon X and Y introduced the player search system, PokeME, and Super Training via the bottom screen, and Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire added even more features such as the DexNav, BuzzNav, and AreaNav via the PokeNav Plus. And while I'm not asking for the PokeNav Plus to return, as that is a feature synonymous with the region of Hoenn, finding a way to introduce the features the PokeNav Plus offered, in particular the DexNav, into Pokemon Z would be something I think everyone would really love. While Pokemon X and Y allowed you to change shiny Pokemon with the Pokeradar, finding shiny Pokemon was so much more fun with the DexNav, and if they removed that feature from Pokemon Z, it would leave a really bad taste in the mouths of everyone, as the DexNav was just so much of an improvement.
Number 8 on our list is to include Gym Leader rematches into Pokemon Z, as it offers so much more to do in the aftergame. I can't even remember the last time a Pokemon game allowed you to re-battle gym leaders in the post-game, which really sucks as each gym leader offers so much to the game with their interesting personalities and varied rosters of Pokemon, and only interacting with them once in-game is just a real shame. This one might be a little self-explanatory, but we'd just love to be able to re-battle gym leaders in the post-game as something extra to do just to keep the games more interesting.
I might catch a little bit of flack for saying this, but number 9 on our list is the return of the Game Corner. Yes, I know why the Game Corner had to be removed from Pokemon games. The EU's game rating board, PEGI, opposed the Game Corner, and Game Freak decided it wasn't worth the hassle for such a small feature. But it would be so nice to see something like the Game Corner return in Pokemon Z, even if it isn't the traditional Pokemon related slot machines and roulette table we've seen in previous Pokemon games. Just a simple addictive minigame like the Voltorb flip game from Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I really miss being able to play some fun mindless games at a game corner, or heck, playing a fun mentally draining game like Voltorb Flip. This is probably the least realistic thing we've spoken about across these 2 videos, but in a perfect world, I know I personally would love to see this feature return in some capacity.
Last but certainly not least on our list of what we'd love to see return in Pokemon Z is an enhanced version of the difficulty settings seen in Pokemon Black and White 2. We've always felt that this feature was poorly integrated into those games, only being able to take advantage of a harder game on your second playthrough. At that point you might not want to play through the story again. What we'd love to see here is to have this feature available from the very start, so you can have a harder story on your very first playthrough. It could make for some really fun Nuzlocke runs here on YouTube, or just in your own private playthroughs. And it would stop the complaints from a small but very vocal part of the community that say the Pokemon games are way too easy now. Game Freak are known for going all out with the follow-up games in the generation, making them the best that they can be. And this is a small but awesome feature that would give Pokemon Z a lot more replay value. If this is the first half of the list that you're watching, then be sure to click on the link on the screen or in the description now to head on over to pdwinnall's channel and watch the other half. We talk about a bunch more interesting features that we love to see return in Pokemon Z. If you're super excited for the next main series Pokemon game, then his channel is a very good place to check out, as he'll likely do a ton of coverage on it as he did with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And if this is the second half that you're watching, then thank you so much for watching. We really hope that you've enjoyed this fun and speculative list. Well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!